Hey everybody, it's me Rico from Rico's Rock and Pop, and I make fancy popcorn for people that rock. Today we are going to be talking about Young Biz Kid Day, which is a countrywide youth marketplace in places like Florida, St. Louis, Jacksonville, and of course Las Vegas, where kids are able to show their businesses to their communities. I am Rico, the owner of Rico's Rock and Pop. I sell candy-coated corn puffs. I also sell Young Black and Poppin' t-shirts, my Rico's Rock and Pop sweaters, and my book, Rico Rocks at Problem Solving, which is about how I started my business. Today, we have Dr. Rhea Watson.
Hey.
And she's going to be telling you a little bit about her business. So,
Thank you, Rico, so much for having me. I am Dr. Rhea Watson, the scholarship doctor with Scholarship Solutions. And I am blessed to help students of all ages. We say from 0 to 99, from the womb to the tomb, birth to death, cradle to college, to help all of those folks go to college for free. I love it. Yeah, it's fun.
sounds great.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about the books you're holding.
So, yeah, I have 4 books. I brought 3 with me today. They all tell students, again, of all ages, how to go to college for free. So my first book was where I was a collaborator. So I was one of 20 authors, and it was kind of pandemic-y, and we were all saying, we know what to do. Like, we are experts in education. And this book was the first time that I was allowed to talk about prepping for college in kindergarten. I was so excited. They wouldn't let me do nursery school. I tried. I was like, can I do nursery school? And she said no, but you can do kindergarten. And I did. So it's an awesome chapter where there's scholarships, tips, tools, techniques, tricks, and tactics so that a kindergartner can be ready for college. It's very, very cool. So then I was inspired to write my own book. So this book is like 20 years of goody goodness. So it's the Scholarship Doctor is in 5 easy steps to a free degree. And it literally in 5 steps can tell anyone, no matter where they are in the entire world, how they can go to college without paying out of their pocket or going into debt. And it literally is all over the world. So I have this book in Europe and in Africa. Can't wait to go to the other continents, but there's literally kids, teens, adults all over the world who are learning how from that. And then my latest book is a collaborative. So I did the collaboration, and it even includes an 8-year-old who's won over $65,000 in college scholarships. And his chapter is the 5 sweet nuggets to applying for scholarships. And Rico, one of the nuggets are having snacks. He said you got to have snacks when you're applying for scholarships because it takes a whole bunch of time, energy, and effort. But it is so worth it because he does things like pay for his own plane tickets around the world through scholarship.
Great.
So those are my books. And then I have a journal as well. So it's really cool. I love it. Love being an author.
Sounds amazing.
Thank you.
So, you're like an actual doctor, like with a PhD and everything. What's your doctorate in?
Yeah. So actually my doctorate is in humanities. So that's what it's all about, is helping people. And so I came from and started with psychology and have several degrees in that area, again, helping people. And then someone was like, we think that you can do humanities and that we should give you a degree in that. And they did. And it's been awesome. So that's what my degree is in. So yes, it is on a psychological, philosophical, humanitarian side versus a doctor of medicine. However, my business, Scholarship Solutions, and me being the scholarship doctor, we do heal the woes and the illnesses of debt. And that's why I'm always so proud of you, because you've been doing this for so long. And you're entrepreneurial and innovative and creative, and all of those things equals scholarships. It equals going to college for free. It equals being able to have a business like you do and being an inspiration. And so you inspire me, if you didn't know. Even when I remember I first met you and you had your book, and I'm like, I don't have a book. I mean, these books just started, like I said, the first one was in pandemic. So you're very much an inspiration to people of all ages. and hopefully what I do to make people feel good is an inspiration as well.
Absolutely. I really appreciate it.
You're very welcome. It's very true.
So what's the youngest that you've helped like teach about scholarships?
Age 0. So I've had about 7 families come to me who were in the womb. So they were, when they did their family planning and planned their babies, they also planned their scholarship and their college life as well. And then my youngest client to have applied for a scholarship was 4 months old. To win was 2 years old. So it's never, ever too early. It's never too late, but it's never too early to start working on and applying for scholarships, especially, and working on a collegiate plan so you, again, don't have to pay a dime. In fact, you should get paid. That's what I love. I want people to get paid to go to school. So, yeah. So that's the youngest. Great question. Absolutely. Got you thinking, huh?
Yeah, man.
You should do it. You should apply. You are very scholarship eligible. I mean, being intelligent and kind, and again, an author and a business owner, like that's what scholarships are looking for, because they want people who are not doing the status quo, who says, you know what, I know that this is different, and I know that all my friends and people I don't know aren't doing this, but because of that, it makes you unique. Again, it makes you someone that people want to look up to and say, wait, if Rico can do it, maybe sometimes they say if Dr. Reed can do it, then I can do it too. But definitely when they see you, a student that's young and ambitious, it just changes lives. So you're a great candidate for scholarships.
So like the regular people, they're cool and all, but we need you because you do a lot.
And then it's also, again, something where someone can say, if I'm in, a rural area in Kansas, but they see you and you tell them all of those things that you just said at the beginning of the show, T-shirts, so you're a fashion designer, and so you have a T-shirt line, you have a clothing line, you're an author, you're a student, I think you might be a gamer, right? You enjoy music. It's like they can see themselves in you. It's like, I do all of these things. However, I also have this aspect of my life. And again, I'm sure you're showing your creativity through your cooking and creating those types of recipes, right? And things like that. So it makes people say, wait, okay, I'm a student like Rico. I'm a teen like Rico. Okay, he might live here, but I live there. But he's done all these things. And then some more, maybe, just maybe, maybe I can't do all of them, but I might be able to do one of them. So a scholarship is going to say, Rico, we want to put you out there because we're hoping that other kids then will be eligible for scholarships just like you are. So, yeah.
So do you mainly teach about scholarships, or could you also teach kids about college in general, like how to manage working through college?
That is such a great question. So my business is holistic, and it is a little bit unique. So I kind of say we have like these 4 or 5 points. We're like this star. And so it's like, yes, we learn about scholarships, but we also learn and teach about college. And we also do a little bit of entrepreneurship, right? And social media is super important. So we discuss that. We do test prep. So we do tutoring. So we want people to be able to come to Scholarship Solutions and get all of their answers if they need them or want them. But yeah, just yesterday and even today, I had one of my clients that said, hey, Rhea, I need you to help me to plan my classes so that I can make sure that I have the best advantage and that I can earn A and A grades and I can earn more scholarships. So she set up an appointment with me so that we can make sure that she has the right classes and that she's the most successful. So absolutely. Do we train in college? Mm-hmm. Do we train in scholarships? 100%. We want to make sure people are well-rounded in that way.
Absolutely.
Great question.
So would you like to talk about more about kids in business?
I do. Yeah. I something I totally believe in. And I think I don't know if I'm quite counted as a sponsor with YBK. Is that right? Am I? So,
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, I've thought that it was wonderful. I've gone to the event every year that it's been in Las Vegas. And I think that it's 100% important for kids, again, to see other kids. That's one. I think that it's important to support innovation, and I think it's important to support creativity. Absolutely. And if that's something that I can do with a little bit of money that God has blessed me with, and I have wonderful clients, so this is not, I mean, we thank God. I do thank God. But, you know, he uses people. And so if that's something that I can do to give back, and also, you know, it's a wonderful way to advertise. I mean, like, you guys are my target market. So if I can have the Ricos of the world to say, oh, look, maybe, you know, I could go to college, not just go to college. Maybe I could go to college for free. Okay, I'm going to talk to you about that. So, so it's a great target for me. I think, again, it's all of these kids who have such incredible ideas and who see the world so differently. It's like, how are you 8 and you thought to start your business? I was definitely not doing what you were doing at 13. Is that right? I wasn't doing it at 13. I wasn't doing it at 8, 10, 12. But if, you know, I think if I was that person, who would I be now? And I'm almost 50. My 50th birthday is coming up. So it's like, what would I be at 50? And I thank God for where I am. There's no regret. But if there's something I can do to invest in people like you and your student colleagues and friends, then I'm going to do it. And I hope and pray that I have. And again, if it's something where you can be an inspiration to someone else, I want to be all a part of that. So that's why it was a no-brainer for me to sponsor. If I hope I have the right word, but you said I did, so I'm trusting it. You do this every day, so to sponsor YBK.
Absolutely. So me personally, I got into business through my mom, who started a photo booth company. Oh. And most of the kids from YBK, they got into business due to my 3-day camp in summer. Yeah. Where I teach kids how to basically, like, the main step of business in preparation for YBK Day. Mm-hmm. So how did Justin get into business?
Well, so Justin he's a pretty phenomenal kid. You know, I'm very blessed. He's my nephew. And again, during pandemic, Justin was just inspired by what he saw on the news. Again, his parents and we are a little bit more mature for having kind of such a little guy. And they allow me to be a part of his life. So I'm kind of taking a little bit more ownership than I should. But honestly, Justin was 4, and he jumped in my lap and asked me, Auntie, why aren't the garbage men, he actually said, being thanked on the news? And I was like, why aren't the what? Like, I didn't understand, but it was motivated because he saw all of our incredible first responders, our nurses and our doctors were being thanked, which they should. They have been unsung heroes for so long. However, Justin was seeing the garbage men come every single week. He was giving them water and snacks and chatting with them. They were kind of the only people outside of his family because we were in pandemic. And so he wanted to know why he didn't see them on the news being thanked like all the other people who were working during a very, very scary time, especially for kids. You remember it a little? It was scary, right? You're in school one day, you're having fun, and then all of a sudden you're on this thing called lockdown, and we're like, what, right? It's like, exactly, for years, right? And so I said, well, Justin, I don't know why they're not being thanked. And I told him to go and talk to everybody in the household. And he did. He asked his mom, his dad, his grandmère, which is French for grandma. And everybody said the same thing. We don't know. So he came back. He climbed back in my lap and said, I want to thank them. And I was like, you want to thank them how? And he shared how he would do that. And it launched his nonprofit. And he did it. That was May of 2020. In August of 2020, he thanked over 40 garbage men and women, we found out, and they're called sanitation workers. But he thanked them for the job they had done during that short time, and we still didn't know what was going on. And now he's thanked over 1,000 people who some of us never ever think about. So that was a part of his launch into entrepreneurship. And before that, he was an author. So he was writing books with his mom. And my sister is very, very, very entrepreneurial. She's very innovative. She's super creative. And I think that definitely rubbed off on Justin. But he has this big heart that I don't always understand it, Rico. I just try to listen to him and see how together we can make our small mark on the world. And and that's what we work to do. Yeah. Thank you for asking.
Hardworking people finally getting the things that they deserve.
You know
Sounds
what?
awesome.
That's you. And you're right. And that's you. You know, I don't know if you know, but one of my best friends from college, she came and she had your popcorn. And she lives in Mississippi, Alabama. Well, one of those. I think she lived one place and worked. Anyway, she lived in the South. Well, she ordered from there. And then she was like, and then she told other people and she shared it and they all ordered. And they were just like, this is the most delicious, creative, amazing tasting stuff ever.
Thank you.
And she's coming back and she already has an order in again. You are making a difference.
Really appreciate it.
You really, really are. And I mean, we don't always get to see, you know, like my nephew, strong, inspirational, intelligent, unafraid young men. Sometimes our girls are, they get those spirits and they're kind of not afraid, but we don't always get to celebrate boys like that. And so I appreciate both of you all for just taking a stand and showing people what is possible. It's so important. You're so important. Justin is so important. And, this is, of course, again, not against our girls, but sometimes they just can be a little bit more talkative and, maybe outgoing in that way.
More like out there.
Yeah, right? Sometimes girls are just, because we're just kind of naturally like that, but boys aren't always naturally like that.
Yeah.
And so it's even more important to me to have the Ricos and the Justins of the world. And again, if there's anyone who is thinking, should I be a part of YBK? Should I support these kids? You 100% should, because we need Justin. We need Rico. And if we can't show these kids, we can't show you guys to the world, then there won't be other, little kids who will have you, as this example. So I appreciate you putting yourself out there. I can imagine it's not always easy. I live with Justin, right? And so sometimes it's like, Justin, are you doing baseball? Or are you going to go to the speaking engagement, right? Are you going to go and be able to veg out on Netflix? Or are you going to come to a podcast, right? And so it's sometimes making adult decisions. I won't sugarcoat that. But I promise you, it is for the better good. And it will always work in your favor. And again, for what I do, it will 100% earn you scholarships. You just got to apply. But you just have to apply. But even if you don't until you're later on in life, it's always going to be, you'll be on the winning side forever.
So as an introverted person, or not a very social person, it was definitely hard for me to get out there. I had to get a whole lot of encouragement from my mom. But I guess final question before we wrap this up.
Yeah.
Do you think it's important for kids to either get into or learn about business at a young age so they can get the ropes of both money management and just social skills in general?
100%. I mean, just listen to you be able to ask those kinds of questions. I don't know how long we've been doing this. I've enjoyed every minute of it. But for you to be able to hold a conversation, and I mean, again, how many 13-year-olds are sitting here like hosting adults on podcasts? I don't know anyone but you. So it's just, that's amazing. And then those kinds of skills are being taught. If those kinds of skills are available, yes, I think it's very important. We just did a career day, Justin and I. He did most of it. He didn't need me at all. But they were first, second, and third graders. And the whole theme was, wait, Justin, you're doing all of this and you're 8? Wait, I can do this too. I really, really can. And even the teachers were like, kids, if he can do it, you can do it. And it's not, I don't want to minimize how special you are, Rico, or how special Justin is. However, it's not like you all are ET. You're not extraterrestrial beings, right? You're two kids who have said, we're going to make a difference. And you have great parents who support that. And I think that that's something that's really important, is to listen to our kids and to do the very best that we can to make their dreams come true. And, it may not always be perfect, and parents aren't perfect, and aunties aren't perfect. But it's like, if you can do your very, very best to have your kid stand out because he or she wants to, even if they're an introvert, that should happen. And yes, I think that kids 100% should be entrepreneurial. I think they should be trained in the skills. That's why YBK is so great. And having a platform for them to shine. So I thank you so much, and I thank Justin so much. Thank Miss Jen and Miss Kel so much. And Justin's dad is a lot of times in the background, but he's there cheering on. And Mr. Joe, so much for you guys just saying, we're going to do this no matter how hard it is, how many sleepless nights, how many early mornings, how many times our tummy is grumbling, or even if we're yawning, we're going to do this.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate you for that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, I guess that's the end of our session, guys. If you'd like to know more about Young Biz Kid Day, you can contact me at ricosrockandpop.com. Also at my social medias at ricosrockandpop. And tell them where they can find you.
Oh, thank you. So, yeah, you can find me by calling 702-327-2198. You can also call my office at 702-623-9500. My website is myscholarshipsolutions.com. And I'm on social media at ScholarshipDR, at ScholarshipDoctor, everywhere, including TikTok. Y'all, I'm trying to get to 15,000. I got 14,700. Come on, help me get there. Thank you.
Absolutely. It's great having you here. Bye, guys.